Hey gamers, today I'm going to be going over my 2025 Nintendo Switch Mii Collection. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I believe in last year's Mii Collection video, I had like 96 Miis, but I added 4 more, and I also edited a lot of Miis today before I started making this video. So starting things off, we got me, it's me, not much else to say besides, it's how I look. And then we got my dad here. Also, don't mind that I say daddy or mommy. It's because I prefer calling my parents dad, okay? Don't judge me, you know? Anyway, then my dad, he passed away when I was 6. But this is how he looked like before he did. And, as you can see, there's like some resemblance, between me and him. And of course, my mom here, which I like how all my family members turn out. My brother, Rocky, who's been in a couple of video streams before. I really like how he came out as well. But of course, that's the boring stuff. Not that my family is boring, but it's not that important for you guys. But what it is important is, of course, Beef Boss. This is Professor's Mii. Of course, Beef Boss was also in Fortnite, but this Mii is just based on the Professor's version, and I just have him here, and he's adorable. He's a cool little guy, and yeah. Now we got Lunk, which this one Mar and I think Goomba, at least Octarian, these couple are from Failboat. He made a couple of Miis who I used to watch. He made Lunk, which I really like. Mar, and I think he might have made Goomba, or maybe I made him myself, I don't know. And then Octarian, I know he made it, and it's actually a really good one. So yeah. We got Mari here, Callie, of course from Splatoon now, and then we got Marina, which these, I believe I Googled like, oh, how to make a Mari Mii or a Callie Mii or whatever, especially for like Smash Ultimate. Which a lot of these Miis I use in Smash Ultimate because there's like costumes or whatever. But Marina here, I believe I made her like, there was no Mii like on YouTube or something. So I made her like from looking at a picture of Marina and then like just making a Mii, and I think it turned out well. Pearl, I don't remember. I think maybe there was a Mii thing on YouTube for her. But I like how that came out. I know for sure Sivir, Fry, only these two, they did not have a YouTube tutorial, so I made them from scratch. I saw pictures of them and then I'm like, I made them, and I liked how they turned out. Big Man, I did actually have a tutorial to make him. I found one on YouTube of how to make Big Man, and it turned out good, methinks. We got Proto Man here from Mega Man. Looks like a pretty cool guy. So yeah, and now we have a whole section of of Xenoblade Miis. We got Klaus here, who's basically the god of the Xenoblade universe. If you don't know what Xenoblade is, check it out. It's an amazing series made by Monolith Soft that's owned by Nintendo. But yeah, Alvis here, who's in a way kind of a god too. Again, I don't want to put any spoilers or whatever, but we got Sulk, the main guy from Xenoblade 1, Fiora, and also these Miis, I showed them off in the last year's video, but I edited them a little bit. Like, Dunban is pretty different from last year, but some other Miis like Fiora and Sulk, I believe I made their noses a little bit bigger, because I made them really tiny and I didn't really like that. So we got Melia here, which I don't know, it does look like Melia, but at the same time I wish it looked more like Melia, just really hard because of her hairstyle. This is the closest hairstyle, and of course she has like wings or whatever, which I can't really do that well with a Mii, so this is the best I can do, and yeah, it sucks, but I mean, it works fine. We got Ricky, which I like how this turned out. Ryan, Charla, which I believe I made the nose and mouth a bit bigger. Again, I edited a lot of these before I started making this video. In fact, fun fact, as I was finishing editing all these Miis, or a lot of them, I got a notification that they added new Game Boy games for Switch Online, so I had to do a stream before I made this video. Just letting you guys know some insider information. But we got Elma here, who I changed up a little bit. So yeah, and then we got Lin, who I slightly changed a little bit. Lao, I believe I did change this a little bit in terms of his face. I believe he had like that face or something. We got Rex, again, changed up a little bit with his nose or eyes or whatever. Urzurda, Pyra, I changed her hair color to be a little bit darker because it was like a really bright shade of red, which was kind of hurting my eyes. So yeah, Mithra here. I like how all of these Miis turned out, you know. Again, I didn't edit all of them, but I edited a lot of them where I felt like, you know, I made the nose too small for this character or that character. And now I feel like they're pretty good, all things considered. We got Nia now, Dormark, Zeke, which I made all of these for a stream, like 2 streams for something. I made them from scratch. There wasn't a lot of Miis of Xenoblade, you know, that were on YouTube, like a tutorial, so I made a lot of them from scratch. Of course, this is meant to represent his iPads, Zeke's iPads. Pandora, we got Tora, Poppy, which I really like how that Poppy Mii turned out. It's pretty cool. Morag, we got Bridget, which I also like how this one turned out as well. Laura, I believe I made the eyes a little bit bigger, or I moved them. I don't know, I did something more with Laura. Jin, Noah, Mio, and then we got Lance, which the thing on his chin is supposed to represent the term marker in Xenoblade 3. Again, play through the Xenoblade games. I totally recommend it. They're amazing games. Xenoblade X is almost coming out soon on Switch. Definitely gonna be playing that day 1 on the channel. But anyway, we got Tyon here. We got Uni. Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, because Tyon has a orange scarf. I was just thinking maybe I should change that to orange, like his shirt thing, just to make it a little bit more diverse. But maybe I will do something, maybe I won't. We got Senna here, and then we got Riku. We got Manada, Matthew, which I edited him a little bit. And then we got Niall. Okay, and then this, I changed up these Miis quite a bit. So sometime after last year's collection video, I think at least, I added these Miis, but I literally just copied a YouTube tutorial and I called them Persona 3 and Persona 4. Just like the video did. These are the main characters of the games. And in my opinion, I felt that that was kind of weird to just name them Persona 3 and Persona 4 because they do have actual canon names. And also the Miis, I did not really care about how they looked anymore. So I kind of went back and edited them to be how I saw them. Like, you know, I looked up a picture of you know, the guy from Persona 3 and 4, and so I was like, okay, I'll edit it to look more accurate or whatever. And yeah, I think they look better now, in my opinion. You know, not to say that the other Miis I had, the other versions of them were bad. That's not really how I saw them, you know? But I edited them, and I think they're pretty good now. We got Morgana, which, yes, he doesn't have eyes. It's because, again, this is a Mii costume in Hacking Smash Ultimate with the top. So I'm like, you know, I don't need to have eyes, you know, so I just have a mouth and then the thing, which I think is like a scarf, right? So maybe one day I'll add eyes or whatever, you know, just to be a little bit more clear when I'm not playing Smash Ultimate. Like if I'm playing Mario Kart, you can kind of tell it's still Morgana, because right now you can't really tell what this is without the hat thing in Smash Ultimate. And then we got Master Woohoo, which now all of these are from Ninjago's. So yeah, we got Master Wu, Garmadon, specifically his human version. If you don't know Ninjago, screw you, JK. I haven't been watching Ninjago recently. I kind of want to go back to it, you know? I think there's like 2 seasons now that I need to catch up on. Also, I should real quick specify that I got a lot of these Ninjago Miis from the YouTuber Tanner Fissies, but I did edit them a little bit on my own, you know, even before today, you know, because I thought they didn't look quite right from how he made them, but I thought they were still a good blueprint. But anyway, going back to the Miis, we got Fern, which is Garmadon's plant son, and then we got Lloyd, Garmadon's actual son. We got Harumi, Lloyd's kind of girlfriend, ex, crazy, psycho, whatever. Akita, another girlfriend, ex thing or whatever, but way nicer. Ray, Maya, who are the parents of Kai here, and also Nia, and then Skylar's like the kind of girlfriend of Kai. We got Jay, which is the boyfriend of Nia. Lily, who is the mother of Cole here. You know, and all of these guys have elemental powers in the show, like Kai, Master of Fire, Skylar, Master of Amber, which basically allows her to copy any other element. Nia, Water, Jay, Lightning, you know. Zane, he's a robot. And Pixel is his girlfriend. Aaron, this Mii I changed a little bit, you know. I made him like very sad or whatever, but I haven't seen the newer stuff from Ninjago, besides the first season of the Dragons Rising, which is like the new series, or like a sequel series. But I saw pictures of him now, and he looks like, you know, he looks happier. He also has like some sort of scar, so the only way I could represent a scar was with a birthmark. So yeah. And then Sora here is another new character. They're both new characters from the Dragons Rising, the sequel series or whatever. I just like raised everything up, like, you know, the nose, the mouth, the eyes. I raised them up. And then with Pixel, I also, last year, I believe the lips were really bright. I made them darker, you know. So yeah, we got Cyrus Borg, an inventor guy, Bolobo, master of forest something, I don't know. Jacob, master of sound, Tox, of poison, or I think master of poison. Sally, she's just a normal girl who is LGBTQ in Ninjago, which is pretty cool. Postman, he's the mastermind of the series. JK, except not really. It's mostly a joke, but a lot of people say he's actually is the mastermind of the series. Anyway, we got Dareth, who's a horrible person. He sucks. Fugitive, who... This is what I was talking about with the wings. I can kind of have wings with him. He's like a bird guy, you know? In the show, he has like a bird costume. And I kind of represented it with those things, you know? But it's not great, and it's very limited, you know? So maybe I'll do something like that with Melia, you know, from Xenoblade. But I do need eyebrows, so yeah. Okay, we got Crux and Acronix, they're the masters of time. We got Camille, however you say her name. She's a master of disguise, or form, that's her thing. She like transforms into other characters. Chen, who's one of the main villains of LA Season 4. Ultraviolet, a villain in Season 8. Kalmar, villain in Season 11? No, 12. I think it's 12. The Spirit, this is the villain of Season 11. Baitar, he's just a side villain in like the earlier season, like Season 2 or something. Nanakan, main villain of Season 6. Overlord, he's the main villain of a lot of seasons. Season 2, 3, also 16. This is based on his Season 16 look. Yeah, and then now we got the section of Criminal Minds Miis. So we got here David Rossi. No, this is not my dad. It looks like my dad. If you scroll up all the way here, it does look a lot like him. But it's not. It's David Rossi from Criminal Minds. He does remind me a lot of my dad. And Spencer, he's another character from Criminal Minds, where he reminds me of me. You know, he seems autistic. Yeah, I love these guys. And Penelope here, she's like the backbone of the team. She like does all computer stuff, analysis on things, and I like how this Mii turned out. And I edited him a little bit. Like I think with all of these ones, I made their eyes smaller, or at least most of them, I made their eyes smaller compared to last year. We got Derek, which I like how this Mii turned out more. Last year I had like different eyebrows, but now I have more accurate eyebrows to how he looks in the show. We got Aaron Hotzner, otherwise known as Hotz. That's his like nickname basically. And yeah, I really like how this Mii turned out. You know, I made it better, in my opinion. I made a lot of these Miis better. Because I thought they were already pretty good, all things considered, but there were some issues with like the eyes or the color of their shirt, and I made them a little bit more unique. You know, Penelope, I think hers color was like red or something, and I changed it to orange. She wears a bunch of different outfits in the show. She could wear whatever and it'll be fine, you know. Hotz here, I put it red, even though he usually wears black, because his tie that he usually wears is red. So yeah. And then JJ, I'm still not happy about this Mii. It looks better than it did last year, I think, but I still don't really like it. I feel like there's something off compared to every other Mii here. I feel like they look like the actual people in the show, you know, and it's a live action show, so they look like the actors. But JJ here, something about her looks off, and I kept trying to fix it. Like maybe it's the head shape, but like I don't know, it just looks off. Every time I try to adjust it, it bugs me, but I think it looks better than last year, so I'll take it, you know. We got Alex Blake, who was only around for like 2 seasons. A lot of these other characters that are around for multiple seasons, in particular, Penelope, I believe, has been around since the very beginning, technically. Rossi's been there for a long time, since season 3. Spencer was technically there at the beginning, but he's not in the newer stuff. Though he will be having some sort of cameo episode in the next coming season or something. Anyway, you know, I'm getting sidetracked. You know, you probably don't care about Criminal Minds lore, but I just wanted to give you guys some information. Anyway, Alex Blake, yes, she was only around for like 2 seasons, but I liked her. She kind of was like a mom to Spencer. Spencer seemed like the baby of the group. He is the youngest, or at least one of the youngest. And he's gone through so much trauma, this guy, and Rossi has seemed like the dad, and I felt like Alex was like the mom of Spencer, you know? And then we got Kate, who was only around in 1 season, and I changed her a little bit. I changed her hairstyle, and I liked her. Apparently lots of people don't really care about her, but I liked her quite a bit. Yeah, I kind of wish that she stuck around in Criminal Minds, but you know, she was cool from, you know, when she was there. So, well, that's all the Miis I have, guys. You know, I have 100 now. I don't remember what was the new ones I added since last year, because last year I had like 96. I want to say maybe the Goomba. I think Big Man was another one that I added. And then I think maybe these 2. Yeah, I think I added these 2 again. I think I already had Morgana, so I think it was these 2, the Goomba and Big Man. I think those were the ones I added, and of course I edited a lot of the Miis, you know, to be a little bit more, I felt better. Like, you know, I made their eyes smaller or made their noses bigger or whatever. Now I think they look pretty good, all things considered. You know, there's still some Miis that I'm like iffy on, especially like JJ here, but like she doesn't look bad, but she looks off compared to some of the other Miis, you know, especially the other Criminal Minds Miis. But I think she looks good, you know, at least better than last time. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say besides that's it for my Mii collection, and I was not expecting to do another collection video that will be, you know, not a compilation video, because that's what I said last time, that oh, I think the next collection video will be a compilation video, when I completely forgot that there was the Mii stuff that I needed to do. But now that I've done it, I think for real this time, the next collection video will be a compilation video. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go now, so I hope you enjoyed watching this shorter than I expected video, especially compared to the last 2 years Mii collection video, but hey, that's fine by me. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, play some Xenoblade, and I'll catch you all next time for more. Peace, bye everyone.